Hey, coaches and role leaders. I want to make this as quick as possible, but I want to talk through some of the details that you are reading in this email, just the things that are taking flight this coming weekend, things that we talked about at the dinner about a month ago, and now this is the time where the rubber meets the road and we're doing them. Okay, first things first. So, leaders only leading one service. Again, this comes from a heart of making sure that you all are in a healthy place and also leading small. What I mean by that is leading a smaller group of people. So when you have a specific group of people that you are leading and that knows that you are their go-to person, that's a lot easier to manage and it's a lot more personal for the other volunteers when that's a small group. So instead of leading, say, greeters at the 10 o'clock and at the 11:30, you'll only be leading one of those, which allows you to better pastor and more intentionally be a part of those people's lives moving forward. So a few details on that. You'll see in the email that there's a little spreadsheet and it shows every leadership role, who has filled it, and there are yellow highlights where no one has filled it yet. So here's what you need to know. There are a few people that just aren't on here yet because you haven't yet told me where you are going to land. And so if that's you, let me know ASAP because this is taking place very, very soon. And I also know some of that has to do with the 6 o'clock whenever we no longer have the 6 p.m. service, people moving over. So just let me know where you plan to land ASAP, please. And then also just know that not everything's going to be filled right away, and that's okay. Gaps are okay because it's going to open up opportunities for new people to step into leadership, and we trust that God will bring the right people at the right time. A few other things to note on that. First of all, you will see there's a number in parentheses next to every role. Now that is our goal number, meaning that's how many people we want to have in that role eventually. So you'll go through and see if we have more than that number, say we're only looking to have one head hospitality per service, but we have two, man, that's incredible, and that is totally fine. So having over that number is great. Those are our goals that we're shooting for. If we have under, then we will continue to recruit and get all of these leadership roles filled. Finally, on this note, just know that the role of host team leader is actually something as an organization we are kind of melding into some other things. And so host team leader, it is listed on there because we have two currently. However, that is something that I'll talk with those of you who fall into that role, and we're going to be making some changes there just because that particular role, just to be quite honest, it's confusing because of its name, because we are all leaders. All of you are leading in some capacity, so we're changing that up a little bit as an organization, so more details to come on that. All right, second thing from this email is our follow-up system is starting this weekend. Now, again, we spoke about this at dinner. It's a simple 3-week follow-up process for people who are new starting on our team. It starts with week 1, that new volunteer receiving a phone call or a text message that week that they serve for the first time from their role leader. Now, if there's not a role leader in that role at that time, then that will fall under the coach's responsibility. So the ultimate goal is to have a role leader there that's following up because they'll be most closely serving with that role leader. Again, if there's not a role leader, then a coach will fill that, but they're getting a call or a text message that week after they serve for the first time, just welcoming them to the team, things like that. The second week after they serve for the second time new on our team, they will get a handwritten card from that same person, from that role leader or coach. And then the third week that they serve, they will get a phone call or a text message from myself. Now, you will know who is on your radar to contact that week via this photo that you will see updated every week in the Thursday email that goes out. Additionally, it will be printed out and put at the check-in desk. So you'll have multiple ways to know, okay, who is it? And if you see, this is, just a mock-up that you're seeing here in the video and in the email, but you'll see it's not going to be a ton of people. You could have 1, maybe 2 people per week. You could have no one, but this shows you exactly who needs to be contacted for that week. Now, all you have to do is look at that list, and it specifically says if they serve. So if that person shows up to serve, then you will do whatever follow-up is listed, either the call, text, or the handwritten letter. Now, accountability is really important because we want to make sure that these are actually happening so that we can track and see how things are going as we work on this follow-up system. So how do we know if those people actually got contacted as planned to be? Well, if they're in the week 1 that says call or text, then when you do that that coming week. And hey, you could even do that on Sunday. You could even just shoot them a text later that day after they serve, or you could do it later in the week, whatever you want. But whenever you do that, what you're going to do is simply just let me know. Now, you can do that by texting me, you can say something in the group me, you can email me, whatever you want. Just let me know, hey, I text Joe Brown, or whatever the case is. Now, if it's the handwritten letter, this one is actually really, really easy. I'm actually providing some letters, some note cards for you at the check-in desk. They'll be there not this weekend. They'll be there in a few weekends. And what you'll do is, while you're there, after they serve, take 2 minutes after this person serves you for the first time, and then you'll go ahead and write them a quick note just welcoming them to the team again. By this time, they will have served twice, so you know a little something about them, and you will put that in the outgoing box. Now, more details to come on this, but basically you can do all this while you are already in the building. And then, accountability-wise, we know it happened because it's in the building. You'll just put it in the outgoing box. I'll make sure it gets in the mail, and we'll go from there. Simple as that. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Looking forward to seeing you guys tonight at Weekend Warrior. See you soon. Bye.